Nah, yeah, I'm a bit nervous.
To say Miles and Points have been life-changing for us would be a bit of an understatement.
I've also been lost in the dark streets of Egypt at night.
It was so scary.
You do not need money to travel. I mean, you need a little bit, but you don't need a lot.
And then the excitement kind of wore off. I was like, what have I done?
I have 3 kids, which equals 5 airplane tickets.
And that changed our lives forever.
In your opinion, do you need a lot of money to travel?
So we're currently here in the British Virgin Islands with the entire Daily Drop and Fair Drop teams. And needless to say, this has been an incredible trip, not just because this place is gorgeous, but also just spending time with such passionate and also very talented people has been such an incredible experience. We've had so many opportunities to just sit and share stories about our travel experiences. And since you listen to me talk every single week, I think I want to tell this story from the perspective of those talented individuals who you don't always get to see in front of the camera, and hopefully inspire you to just book it.
All right, we'll start with an easy one. Can you tell me your name and what you do at Daily Drop?
I'm Nate. I'm the founder of Daily Drop.
I'm Allie.
My name is McKay.
I'm Emily. I'm the marketing director for Daily Drop.
My name is Tiffany.
My name is Austin, and I am the president of Daily Drop.
My name is Kara, and I am married to the crazy guy who dreamed up Daily Drop and started the whole thing.
I've been to 13 countries now.
In the neighborhood of 20?
This makes country number 38 for me.
I've been close to 40 at this point.
More than 60.
107.
I've traveled to 107 countries officially.
Do you want to run that back?
Yeah. 107 countries. And it still feels crazy to say that out loud. I can hardly pick a favorite color, much less my favorite thing about travel, which is my life. But as cheesy as it sounds, it's just the impact it has on who you are as a person.
There are kind people all over the world. People are kind of the same in a good way all over the world.
Definitely the people. I think the people are why I travel.
I think at this point in our journey, I'm just addicted to new experiences and getting pushed slightly outside of my comfort zone.
I love how much it expands your mind and changes you, and changes the way you look at the world, changes the way you look at people and cultures and food even. You just grow so much without even knowing it.
Learning firsthand about different cultures is absolutely my favorite thing about being able to be on the road somewhere.
What would you say motivates you to travel?
I think the more places I see, the more places I want to see.
Anytime we go to a new place that's on our bucket list, we add 3 more places to our bucket list. And it's kind of this addiction of what else is out there. I think we're just obsessed with that feeling of new experiences.
Honestly, what motivates me most to travel is just what it does to my character. I think traveling enriches your life more than anything, and it's by far the best education that you can give yourself.
It's that unfamiliar thing. I want to continue to see unfamiliar landscapes that are different from my home, taste different food that is unfamiliar to me from when I eat at home, and experience history that I just don't get to see in the US being such a new country.
I genuinely believe that if more people traveled, the world would be a better place. Because you can't help but become a more empathetic person when you travel to different places and you meet people from different backgrounds and you learn about their life and what motivates them. I think you learn that at the core, all people are the same and want a lot of the same things.
I mean, I feel more joy traveling than I do doing anything else.
I think traveling makes me feel more positive about the world in general. It's made me a lot more open-minded as a person.
I remember thinking that I was a very open-minded person, an adventurous person, before travel was our life and our job. And now, with who I am today, looking back then, I didn't even know what being open-minded meant.
I think Kara and I would have both said that we were very open-minded people before we left to go travel. But because we have videos of the people that we were 8 years ago when we started this, It's very obvious that the young Karen Nate who thought they were open-minded really didn't know anything about the world. And so I really do think like it's expanded our minds, it's made us more empathetic, we can relate to more people. I genuinely think it's made us better people.
If you saw Karen Nate's video on Mosquito Island, then you know that this place is luxurious to say the least. And don't get me wrong, that is incredible and all, but I think the thing I've learned most from this trip is that travel is about the place and the experiences, but more than anything, it's about the people. And again, that's what all of this is about. Of course, we want you to book an incredible experience for yourself, but our hope is that you can share that experience with your friends and your family and your spouse and your children and create an incredible lifelong memory that none of you will ever forget. And as you're about to hear, it was really Miles and Points that were the vehicle that allowed a lot of our team to go out and experience life-changing travel. Do you think you need a lot of money to travel?
When Karen and I left to travel full time, we had $35,000 saved up. And we were supposed to be on the road for a year or until the money ran out. So we were traveling on $75 a day, and honestly, those are some of my best memories.
Absolutely not. You do not need money to travel. I mean, you need a little bit, but you don't need a lot. And that's coming from, again, a 22-year-old. I just got out of college, and I've had the incredible opportunity to travel to several countries, and every single one of those was on a budget.
There are plenty of ways. Hopefully we have ways that can help with that. That's kind of the mission of the company. But yeah, it can definitely, if it's a priority for you, a lot of money is, it's helpful for sure, but it can be done without a lot of money.
Our team is proof of that. We're a lot of very normal people who are traveling and have been traveling for a while.
You'd think that you need money to travel, but we were on such a budget for so long and had so much fun. We had so many meals from 7-Eleven. The amount of times I ate Pringles and a Coke for dinner. If it's a priority, you can make it happen.
You don't need a lot of money to travel as long as you're motivated to learn how to use miles and points. Like, that will unlock the world.
I think the reason that we are all sitting here today is because of Miles and Points. So when Karen and I got married, we had very little money. I was trying to plan our honeymoon. I was trying to figure out how to save money. And that is when I got introduced to the world of credit card, Miles and Points. Applied for my first credit card, used those points to book our honeymoon, and then I was addicted. And then those early experiences are the reason that we left to go travel for a year. Traveling for a year led to this YouTube channel. This YouTube channel led to all of us sitting here. To say Miles and Points have been life-changing for us would be a bit of an understatement.
I'm definitely able to stay at nicer hotels, book more flights. Like, it just saves me so much money that I'm able to travel so much more.
It's opened up access to airlines and premium levels of seats that I never would have been able to do before. So business class on Emirates, Air France, Qatar, you name it.
They changed everything for us. I mean, it's the reason we were able to travel in those early days. We had very little extra money to spend on travel. Miles and Points allowed us to go to places that we never thought we could have afforded.
What would be your biggest piece of advice to a first-time traveler?
A huge piece of advice that I wish somebody would have told me our first few trips is just not to get caught up in the little details, especially the fears of going to a new place.
I think if you're scared to book your bucket list trip, you just need to book a trip. Like, if leaving the country is overwhelming to you, just book a domestic trip.
I think it's always gonna feel a little scary, especially if we're talking about international travel, and I don't think you're ever gonna feel like you're ready. So Karen and I, when we left to go travel for a year, the thing that kind of committed us to that was just telling people that we were gonna do it. And then once we had told enough people, it felt like we couldn't back out and we had to go do it. So whether it's a year of travel or whether it's just taking a specific trip, I think just committing to it, telling people, booking the flight, whatever it is, force yourself to do it, and then the details will fill themselves in.
Things are going to go wrong, and honestly for us, that's a lot of our favorite memories, is sort of overcoming the bad things, which typically end up not being bad.
Anything that does go wrong becomes a great story.
Any final advice for someone who's looking to book their next trip?
Just book it.
Book it.
Book it.
Book it.
Just book it. What are you waiting for?
Just book it. I feel like I'm on Hot Ones. Just book it, just book it, just book it.